A motion, we table this to the next meeting. A motion? Motion by Ms. Crawford. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Motion carried. We're now getting 6.2.
Yes, sir. Board members, I'll go through each one of these and just pause for a moment to see if there are any questions or discussion on the items. But the next item is also in response to some legislation as well. In that last year's Senate Bill 430, which allows homeschool and private schools some access to career academies across the state. And recently, I guess over the past few months, our career academy, to include our executive team, has been discussing that and planning for that. We have all kind of been waiting for state board rules or some recommendations for the details of how we go about actually enrolling and that kind of thing. And we expect those to come anytime now. We haven't gotten those yet, but we do know that we have to take steps towards being in compliance with the access that this legislation grants. And so over the last couple of months, the boards of education with the three systems that participate in the Griffin Region College and Career Academy have agreed to take action on this to approve a resolution that grants private school or homeschool students who reside in Butts County access to take a course at the Career Academy. And the way that the resolution is written and that our policy that we would like to implement is that it would be provided that space was available. So our full-time students would have first access and provided the space was available. But I will say that we do feel like this will help us. This will help us to get numbers up. So if you have a program that of course a lot of dual enrollment opportunities through Gordon College or through Southern Crescent, those opportunities are driven by the demand for the course. And so you might recall when you're in college, you had to have enough people sign up for the course for it to make. And so we've looked at this and we really feel like it will help us to generate good numbers, in courses that we have a favorable response to these opportunities. So in essence, our approval tonight would just be approving a resolution that would allow the Griffin Region College and Career Academy to move forward to be in compliance with this legislation. The resolution that we have is the exact one, the same resolution that the Pike County Board of Education approved a month or so ago, I believe. And so we would just be following suit with our partner districts with this.
I've got a question real quick. On the agenda, it's SB 430. In our printed resolution, we've got 433.
It
Where Bill
should be 430, I'm pretty sure.
430?
I think that's correct, yes ma'am. I will double check that to be sure.
What you're referring to is this right here, Todd.
Yep.
It says 433 and over here is 430.
Yes, I believe it is 430.
I saw that too.
Yep. I apologize for that.
This is a matter of information. It's ironic. I got a call this week from a parent wanting to know how they could enroll their child in, I think they went to private school or church school and they're not happy. And I told them the first thing to do is just go over to College and Career Academy and visit that and also visit Southern Crescent and then come back and visit with the principal at the high school. And is that pretty much the way, if we as board members get questions on it, how to handle that,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
'Cause I told them to go see Will.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Mr. Rustin
And,
will take care of
I
it.
mean, it's amazing how long it's been over there, and there are people out there that don't even know it, We're all familiar with it. We've got another group that is, don't even know it's out there.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is Senate Bill 430.
that would just be a typo.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
Just want to make sure we wasn't going and passing our own
That's right.
resolutions out there.
Thank you for catching that. So it will be Senate Bill 430, and I'll make that correction before we sign it. Yes.
Okay, move on to 6.3.
Yeah, good eye. Yes, sir. The next few items are just some contracts for some professional learning that have been somewhat routine for us. The first one is reflective learning contract for some professional learning for some instructional leadership and through reflective learning. And this, we have been using Ms. Sherry St. Clair, and she's in our district at least once a month, several days a month, usually about 4 or 5 days a month, working with our leaders and our teachers. The next bit of professional learning is Assesslet's professional learning, and this is a professional learning for writing instruction across the district. We started using the Assesslets that are developed through the University of Georgia Center for Writing and Assessment several years ago at the high school, and have since expanded that across the district, and has been very beneficial for us at the high school. And we would like to expand that professional learning, not just for the high school now, but spread that across the district. So that's the next item there. The next item is service contracts for student support services. There's some typical contracts in there. There is one contract in there that we're really excited about. Is through the CARES funding that we will be receiving and have received, and there's some money set aside there for obviously mental and physical health, but also for nurses. And one of the things that we would like to do is we continue to welcome more and more students back to school and get back to 100% in-person learning, is to add some nurses to our campuses. And we'll be able to contract and have a nurse on every school campus with this contract that we approved this evening. And then another bit of good news, we received word with the midterm budget adjustment through the legislature that we were awarded 3 additional bond buses. And if y'all would kind of remember from years past, we typically in most years would get 1 bond bus. And this year we will have gotten a total of 4 buses. And so that funds the vast majority of the cost for a school bus for the district. And so we'll be adding 72 passenger buses this time. With our other bond bus, that was a special needs bus. So that's good news. That's good news that we're able to add that to our fleet. The next item on the agenda is approval of some E-rate wired and wireless infrastructure for technology. You might recall we have discussed this previously, where we are in the process of upgrading our network using E-rate funds for the majority of the project. In this particular instance, the total cost of this project is about $183,000, but the district would only be paying about $38,000 of that, whereas the rest of it would come from E-rate. And again, this is an expenditure that we're able to take care of with these SPLOST dollars. And the next item is surplus property and textbooks there. I anticipate that these lists will grow as the school year winds down and we begin to clean out and get ready for a new school year. And it's always good to see some requests for some overnight travel. And we have 2 of those this evening. One is a recommendation to approve some overnight travel for the yearbook staff to attend some professional learning, actually, for the yearbook staff over in LaGrange. And then we also have a request for overnight trip to travel to Disney World. This is for our Career Technical Service Organization officers. So those who have leadership positions within our CTAE programs would have the benefit of going down and getting some leadership training, and that would be during our fall break in October.
that it?
Yes, sir. That's the last item on the consent.
Board members, any questions dealing with 6.2 through 6.9? If there are no questions or concerns, do I hear a motion that we adopt 6.2 through 6.9?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Motion carried. Now go in financial report, 7.1.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman and board members, financial report has been available, obviously, for your review, and I would just comment on a few things. For this budget, we continue to be, in really good shape, coming in under our projection for this current budget. Revenue is fine. I would like to see our ad valorem pick up just a little bit. We have a couple months left to meet our projection there, and we'll need it to pick up some. However, TAVT has kind of picked up the slack, and that car sales obviously remain very, very strong. Because we typically depend on about to meet our budget projection about $91,000, and TAVT this month was $154,000. So well above what we are typically accustomed to seeing for TAVT, and then
It's amazing that is up
I know.
with the shortage of vehicles that are out there, because for some reason or another, I've been in the market for a truck. I'll give you an example. And every time I asked, they said, now we got a backlog on chips. And they said they can't even give an estimate delivery on an ordered vehicle, because they don't know what the chip market is going to do. So to think that this is up, I don't know how long it's going to stay up unless they can take care of that. Because, COVID shut down a lot of plants, and they're just trying to get caught up. And the automobile industry thinks it's going to be 4 to 5, 6 months before they're back in full production.
Yes.
So we're fortunate it's that high.
Yeah, we're still seeing positive revenue in that area. And then East Block this month was $468,000, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think was our second highest over the last 5-year period. So that's certainly a good indicator. We hope that remains strong. As we go down through the last couple of months, Lucia and I are fine tuning a few things there. I know we've got a couple of things, adjustments we got to make within categories, but overall with our budget, we're fine. We're in good shape. We've had some unexpected expenses in a category or two that we'll need to make some adjustments on, but overall with the budget, we are in good shape.
That it?
Yes, sir.
Any questions on the financial report? Do I hear a motion that we adopt the financial report this evening? Motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Motion carried. We'll now move into informational items 8.1.
Yes, sir. Board members, you have some school council minutes there for your review, and I want to thank the principals for forging ahead and making those meetings happen. Along with your typical monthly reports there, I did want to take a minute to just talk briefly about budget and just let you know that we are coming down to the home stretch now on FY22 budget. As I mentioned, it was going to be a complex scenario for how we mesh the different resources that we have available to us, and Ms. Lucia and our team has continued to try to fine-tune our budget, and we feel like we have a very good number. But the thing that will impact it is the infusion of the CARES 2 and CARES 3 money that we have coming to us. And over the next probably 10 days, I guess, or 8 days, we have a series of webinars that we'll be consuming that will help guide us on how to this latest round of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Funds, which is something we're calling CARES 3. And so, we looked last time, and we are still holding firm with the local revenue remaining static. We know that there's been some significant growth in the digest, and we hope to see those final numbers soon, but we feel like it bodes well for us being able to provide some relief to the local taxpayer as we both carefully manage our budget and wisely leverage these federal dollars that we have at our disposal, which we typically do not have. And so if you just look at just revenue from local sources and revenue from our state sources, you see that that's a little over $30 million in revenue from just those two sources. And again, that counts. With that revenue remaining static, not counting on addition. So if you look at just the estimated revenue at $30.4 million, and then an FY22 budget estimate right now at $31.6, you think, well, how do we close that gap? Well, the way we close that gap is the resources we've been provided through federal, both CARES 2 and CARES 3 funds. So it's a matter now of, over the next couple of weeks, just meshing those two funding sources together, to support our budget. So we feel we've got more resources than we've had in the past, and we're very appreciative of that. But we will definitely hit our budget timeline still remains intact. But we'll be pushing it a little bit in the next couple of days or next couple of weeks to get these, it's really three budgets meshed together to provide our general fund budget. So I provided that for you at the back of your packet so that you would have that. And if there are no questions on that, the last thing I want to do is I wanted to provide Ms. Caressa Gordon with just a few minutes to show off for you, because Ms. Gordon has been hard at work as our Director of Extended Learning. What a time to have a talented individual like this in our school district. And I think a year ago, perhaps none of us realized just how important her leadership would be in this regard. And that this will be a summer not quite like any other, in not only our school district, but I think school districts across the state, perhaps even across the nation. So I wanted to give Ms. Gordon just a moment to talk with you a little bit about what to expect this summer in BCSS. So Ms. Gordon.
Good evening to you all. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Simpson, the principals, everyone who has helped put this project together, our bookkeepers, Ms. Lucia, her team, Dr. Evans, Ms. Gillen. It's been a team effort. Our teacher learning team, this is our baby, and we want to see it come to fruition. And it's going to be great. The month of June is going to be great because we're going to be serving kids. On the next slide, you'll see that the month of June, that we will be offering different opportunities, learning opportunities for our students. We will be offering art camps, drama camps, band, music, STEM, cooking camps, kinder camps coming back, and pre-K camps. So far, we have had, our cutoff date, the deadline will be May 14th. So far, we have had 250 individuals to register for our camps at our elementary schools through high school. So that is great. Our most popular camp, believe it or not, is Ms. Nicole James Cooking Camp. So that is one of the popular camps. So our kids will be engaged in that. The high school will be offering CTAE career camps. So they'll take our rising ninth grade students on a tour for a week for each of the CTAE courses and prepare them as a transition camp. So that'll be great as well. And the middle school, they're inviting rising sixth graders to the Tigerland to offer Tiger camps for the students, such as band, chorus, STEM, and that's going to be great as well for those students to serve as a transition camp. We will have transition camps for students to go over to the Jackson High School, our rising ninth graders and our rising fifth graders to go to Henderson Middle School throughout the summer. Another great opportunity that we will offer will be learning programs such as math camps and math enrichment camps, ELA enrichment camps for our elementary students through high school. And the cutoff date for that is May 14th as well. So our numbers will increase from 250 to we hope we're inviting at each grade level 40 students per grade level. So that will increase. So we'll double that number for our students. Meal services and transportation will be provided free of charge. Our students will get an opportunity to receive breakfast when they enter the buildings, and they will take home a lunch to have, during the day. That's how we are, because I'm so excited about the program. Like I said, come out and visit us. You'll see us on Facebook and social media and local newspapers, and this is what we do in Jackson. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
That's all you have?
Yes, sir.
Board members, any comments on the informational items? Any questions on it?
I think this is great, just knowing that our students and our kids will not be on the streets, not doing anything during the summer. This is awesome. Kudos to Mrs. Gordon.
Yeah. Excellent idea, excellent. Any other comments, questions? If not, do I hear a motion, do we adjourn?
I'm gonna
Second.
Move. Second, all in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Thank everybody for being here.
That's what we want to do.
Hey, Will.